There will be spoilers ahead. Lots of spoilers, so be careful, won't you? You know what, Max? I think I had just about enough of this here podcasting gig. I think you and me ought to just pull up stakes, throw our stuff and the pony in the back of our pick-em-up truck, and head for Bixby. Bill Bixby. That sure is a fine little town, and a couple of go-getters like us, why, I just bet we could find our fortune there. I'm sick of all these podunk movies, low-budget cinema, and half-baked theater we gots to review. Okay, sure, we actually like most of what we watched, but if I gotta watch one more Roger Corman movie, I think I'm gonna puke. So if you'll help me load this here vacuum cleaner into the bed, we'll hit the road and... Hey, you feel something? I could have swore I done felt the earth move under my feet. Wait, what in tarnation is that? That can't be. But it is. It's the last movie in our series. Oh no, a giant monster. And it's headed this way. Look out. Tremors. Tremors indeed. We're just joshing y'all out there because it's really just Max Mike Movies, your favorite podcast. Well, one you've listened to at least once anyway. Over yonder is our host, Max. Shh, don't make a sound. Levine, give us a holler, Max, and...
I wish I hadn't had all those beans. Uh-oh, here it comes.
Yep, and they're going...
They'll surely find us now.
Thank you. Okay. And I'm just your friendly neighborhood Mike Luce, no middle name. We're wrapping up our monster series, finally. But before we start on this Fred Ward, Kevin Bacon flicker, we're going to get your answers to our...
Poll question.
Last week, we asked something simple. Who is your favorite Superman? TV or film? Which actor really brought it home for you? Let's start off with our website, where Vince, the Canuck of Good Luck, wrote, quote, "The best Superman is Christopher Reeve, hands down, particularly in the first film and with diminishing returns as the series progressed, but not from any fault of his own."
That's a nice way to put it.
Wasn't it? I have a controversial take on Superman Returns, however. I like it, and I think it captures the Donner Superman well. The plot isn't all that different from the first film. Real estate is Luthor's thing, I guess. If it had been made closely after Superman 2, I think people would have loved it, but too much time had passed for that sort of tone to succeed at the box office. It's not a film classic, to be sure, but honestly, I just rewatched Superman 2, and it didn't stand up all that well for me. For years, it was my fave Superman flick, end quote. Well, first vote for Reeve, and I'm betting it won't be the last. Thanks, Vince.
Yeah, nice one.
First up on Facebook was Harry McCracken, noted journalist, who sent, quote, "Christopher Reeve and then Bud Collyer." Collyer played Superman on the radio. Yeah, Collyer played Superman on the radio, which is what I was thinking of, but also in the excellent 1940s theatrical cartoons and the 1960s TV cartoons. The worst Superman was a Boston local, Mayo Khan, end quote.
What?
I looked it up. He had a link. Turns out Mr. Khan was someone who claimed to have posed for the creators of Superman back in the 30s, but it was an obvious hoax. Harry knows how to dig. Thanks, Harry.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, "I posed for photos and had photos of him. Unfortunately, some of those photos were in front of the hatch shell, which hadn't been built until into the 40s.
Yeah. Oops.
So, yeah.
Nah, I'm Superman. I'm wicked ripped.
To be fair, the pictures that he has look a lot like what Superman would look like, but, you know, all you have to do is call your heart. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Nick Hoffman was next with, quote, "I've liked them all really, but, and I know this will not be a popular opinion, Henry Cavill worked for me," end quote. Well, it might be more popular than you think, Nick. Thanks.
Yeah.
Angelo Patsalas said, quote, "Henry Cavill, just because," end quote. See? Good enough for us. Thanks, Angelo.
We got some contention going here.
We
got
do.
us a horse race.
Don't mention horse race. It makes Bumpy really, really upset.
Horse race.
Mean. Nasty and mean. Dave. Posted, quote, "Sadly, I can't even name an actor who played Superman, though I felt sorry for the one who fell off his horse and got put in a wheelchair. But pity doesn't make a favorite actor. Ooh. I think Superman is one of the least interesting characters in the comic pantheon, and I've always assumed the actors were chosen based on their looks rather than any demonstrable acting talent. Is there anyone who has played Superman and then went on to have a significant film career? Is there any famous actor at the top of his game who said, 'Gee, I want to play Superman Superman next. That would be a challenge. I'd rather take that role than the lead in the Scottish play. Don't mean to be overly negative, as the new Superman movie does seem to have struck a chord, end quote. Whew.
Wow, ouch. I mean, he's not wrong. Superman in general is not a very interesting character. How do you make a guy who doesn't know what it feels like to stub his toe interesting or relatable? People can do it, but it's very difficult.
See our last episode on Superman. Yeah. No, not that Superman. The
other Superman. But no, wait, the Superman after that.
No, just Superman's Superman. Oh. But it's not called Superman. It's just Superman. Superman. Anyway, to counter Dave, though, I'd have to say I don't think I'd want a Shakespearean actor to play Superman, because that would just be pretentious and weird. But we love your answer. Thanks, Dave.
Be like having Marlon Brando play Jor-El.
Or Gene Hackman play Lex Luthor.
That couldn't work.
Nah. Matt Reisman answered, quote, I didn't like the movie he was in, but I think that Brandon Routh's portrayal is extremely underrated. I also really like Nolan North's voice portrayal in Young Justice, end quote. Oh, two good ones. Thanks, Matt.
All right, yeah.
First, but not last, vote for Brandon Routh, just so you know. Ian Coleman wrote simply, quote, oh, come on, Reeve by a long shot. I think it's worth mentioning that in 1978, the character of Superman was one of his many all-time lows. The idea that somebody was producing a $60 million film of a character nobody cared about was positively insane. And it was insane that this huge production was resting on the shoulders of a relatively unknown actor. This poor guy had to put on that uniform and be convincing, and he had to convince people that, as the movie tagline said, you'll believe a man can fly. And Christopher Reeve did all that. He's easily the best Superman, end quote. Just so you know, I checked. It was not 60 million. It was 55 million.
Well, ruined.
Well, and the sad thing is, for 78, that was ginormous.
That's a huge
Star Wars,
budget.
Star Wars was 8.
Oh, yeah. 8 million. Eight and some bottle caps, yeah.
Well, that Christopher Reeve, he's coming up on the outside. Thanks, Ian. Jamie Kleinert said, quote, I'll take a completely different direction on this one. Dean Cain. Small screen versus big screen definitely makes a difference. But I thought Cain was much more... human isn't the right word, but real. Might also have been my age at the time that Lois and Clark were popular, 13, and that I had a huge crush on both him and Terry Hatcher at the time because of that show, end quote. I was actually wondering if anyone would mention Cain. A pity he's become a bit controversial lately. But I'll never forget that scene where his mom made the suit and she says, I'm not going to be looking at your chest, honey. Or your
Mom!
Face. You're going to be looking at your face or something. Yeah. She wasn't wrong.
No.
Thanks, Jamie. Roland Hardy just put, quote, Mr. Reeve, end quote. Thanks, Roland. Next up, our buddy Richard, who just happens to be an actor in the world's second best podcast, Q Footsteps, offered, quote, Christopher Reeve, but I'd say a close second is a tie between David Corenswet and Brandon Routh, who got a really raw deal for being great in a poor film, end quote. Another for Reeve and another for Routh. Thanks, Richard. Keith Wright, who also just happens to be an actor in Q Footsteps, said, quote, probably Henry Cavill because I like the brooding take on the character. He's also a hunkorama, end quote. So another for The Witcher. Hunk-orama, where the wind comes rustling down the plains. Thanks, Keith. Stephen Kellner answered, quote, I like them all for different reasons. Even Henry Cavill, because it wasn't his fault that he was in a Zack Snyder disaster. He's got the look and did his best. I will say he was the hairiest Superman we've had yet.
Yeah, you don't think of Superman having a lot of chest hair. You just don't. No.
Likewise for Brandon Routh, who even made an appearance as a sort of Kingdom Come Superman in the Legends crossover, as well as being the Atom in that series. Routh has an innocent sweetness quality to him, and I will never forget Christopher Reeve gently rising to get a cat out of a tree, or, for that matter, transforming from Clark to Superman just by changing his posture. But I also like George Reeves' TV Superman, end quote. Well, that's nearly all of them, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, it covers an awful lot of them.
Vote for everyone. Lauren Bucksbaum's answer was, quote, Christopher Reeve. I had to look up whether there was an S on the end. No, there isn't. In my search, I discovered that George Reeves played Superman on TV. The latter was Superman to me until Christopher Reeve. I was highly impressed by the crush-worthy improvement in Clark Kent's looks, end quote. I think George looks like 30s, 40s Superman a lot.
Yeah, he does. And remember, this woman is a doctor.
So she knows. Thank you, Dr. Lauren. From the old mailbag, we got another missive from our pal Bill O'Lading.
Bill O'Lading.
His letter went thusly. Quote, I predict more than a few are going to go with Christopher Reeve, who took the titular role in Superman's 1 through 4, 1978-1987. I said titular. Many had doubts at that time that a comic book hero could be taken seriously or that the then relatively unknown Reeve could carry the role. Reeve erased all doubt. Superman, with John Williams' amazing score, exploded off the screen into cinematic immortality, along with Jaws 1975, and Star Wars, I think, was in there somewhere, Bill?
Somewhere, yeah.
American summers would never be the same. Much of American cinema today is unimaginable without the success of Superman. But I also hope we can spare a thought for what a true hero in every sense Christopher Reeve was. Paralyzed in 1995 in an equestrian accident that broke his first and second vertebrae, Reeve turned his injury into an inspiring example of perseverance and service to others. Completely paralyzed and living with ventilator assistance, he raised hundreds of millions for spinal cord research and other causes. Reeve ensured nervous tissue research.
That's a hard sentence.
Bill is mean.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to edit that out.
When's he going to talk about the sixth sheep or something?
Because you can't even do it.
Yeah.
Reeve ensured nervous tissue research was springboarded decades ahead of where it was. And he also continued to create. Reeve directed, critiqued, wrote, and even acted. Notable examples include a television version of Rear Window, 1998, and cameo roles on Smallville, 2001.
Oh, that's right.
Did you see those?
I did. He was basically playing a sort of Stephen Hawking character.
Okay. Seeing him in that condition for Rear Window would honestly potentially make the movie a lot scarier, because
because
it's one thing to just have your legs broken, big deal, but like literally can't do anything. I do not doubt that there are few people with as much resolve and personal strength as he. In a world where far too many people are currently succeeding based on how much they can punch down, Reeve was a man, through his work, advocacy, and personal example, we can all look up to. Upon his passing in 2004, I recall a political cartoon featuring a vacant wheelchair with just a trail of red and blue soaring off into the heavens. The burden of his accident had grounded his flesh, but his brave spirit meant Reeve never left the skies. Godspeed, Chris, and thank you, end quote. Well, and thank you, Mr. O'Lading, for another fine, well-thought-out answer.
Sorry, it's kind of dusty in here.
Aw. And also it was easy to look up to him because he was 6'4". Lastly, it's that blinking light again. It just has to be... Wait, it's blinking twice.
We got two messages.
Could it be?
No, don't get my hopes up. Don't get my hopes up.
Our first voicemail is from real Julia Roberts. Exciting! Let's listen.
Hello, this is real Julia Roberts calling back. I know it's been a long time, but, Mike just gets my heart all aflutter, and, well, sometimes I just have to take a little time away. But I wanted to answer your poll question. Who is the best Superman? Well, I'm going to be a little controversial. I'm going to choose Danny Dark. Who is Danny Dark, you say? Why, he voiced Superman on the Super Friends cartoon. When I was growing up just a little girl, I loved that show, and I love your show too. Anyway, that's my answer, and thank you for taking time to listen to me, real Julia Roberts, give you a little answer. Ta-ta!
Danny Dark! Okay.
Oh, that can't be his real name.
That's what it says. Danny Dark, the voice of Superman on the Super Friends,
Oh,
Zan and Jana.
Away. Quickly, Marvin, Wendy, Wonder Dog.
Yeah, that was Ted Knight sometimes, but yeah, that is from left field, but I don't know about you, Max. I'm just so excited that real Julia Roberts calls our little show.
Yeah, real Julia Roberts sounds a lot more like real Julia Child, I have to say, but okay.
Well, everyone ages in their own way, Max, and you shouldn't look down on people for that.
That's true. That's not fair. Yep.
Well, maybe she also cooks. Who knows? She's multi-talented.
Multi-talented.
Thank you, real Julia Roberts.
Lastly, for making us laugh at love again.
Or food. And lastly, but not leastly, we have Doris with her latest bid for Max's attention.
Let's hear them dulcet tones.
Hello, Max Mike Movies. Hi, Max. This is Doris Templemaya here to answer your poll question, which this week happens to be, who is your favorite Superman? Well, the answer's easy. Max. He's my Superman. But if you're talking about the movies, Well, in general, because I have one that is my personal favorite because it's so fun, and that's Bud Collyer in the radio show. If you ever listen to it, you know that he's way up here when he's being Clark Kent, but he's way down here when he's being Superman. It's really funny. Anyway, the other one is Christopher Reeve, because I really love the way he's so naive and gentle and sweet in that movie. And I like that. Anyway, those are my answers. I hope you two have a wonderful week, and I look forward to hearing next week's episode. Bye.
Well, Christopher Reed, but yet another vote for Bud Collyer. I didn't see that
and
coming.
one for me.
Yeah, one for you.
Yes, Doris, you can be my Lois Lane anytime.
Sure.
She is the kryptonite of my heart. Yep.
Sure. That also makes sense somehow. But anyway, it seems like Reeve just edged out the competition, and we got 2 votes for Bud Collyer. Unless, Max, are you going to tip the scales in another direction?
You know, I gotta say, I'm surprised there's no love at all for Tom Welling, who is Superman, or Superboy, really, on Smallville. Again, there are others who were much better actors. He had kind of the look and the farm boy attitude, and that I thought was pretty good. But yeah, Reeves all the way. I'm sorry. He was...
Reeve or
Reeves? The plural. Chris.
Reeves?
Christopher.
That's Reeve.
Oh, okay. Fine. Christopher Thief.
No,
I know
Reeve.
that's unfair. The position of Reeve was often sort of commingled with being a professional thief.
Reeve?
Reeve, yeah, it's a medieval term. I think he was the guy who went around collected taxes.
Oh.
I think that was it.
This is where we get Reavers.
Maybe.
I don't know. Weird. So you're going to go with Reeve?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I remember seeing him in the theater, and I was going in thinking, oh, this is going to be like one of the cartoons or that stupid 40s or 50s serial of him, and he's going to have the suit all dumpy and hanging on him, or it's going to be like George Reeves, who was okay, and I remember just thinking, they found Superman. Oh my God, they found somebody from Krypton to play the part. And he was also he's a really nice example of a good person. And he was funny as hell on The Muppet Show. What about you?
I'm going to have to go with Reeve, too.
Yeah.
He embodied the niceness without being dull. And that's a hard thing to do. And you got the sense that he was going to do the right thing because it was the right thing to do. I also think it's a Superman that we can't really have today. I don't think it would play. And I appreciate the version we got in the Superman movie that just came out, the Just Superman movie, with the David Cornsweet, who's basically having to finally face the fact that there are political problems with being a superhero.
Yeah.
Big political
big
problems.
Ones, yeah.
And he's not willing to sacrifice his morals, but he's also not willing to face the problem either, which is we talked about that last week. So I think I don't honestly know a bad Superman. I never saw the Kirk Allen serials, but I'm sure they were much more focused on the action than anything else. But Christopher Reeve all the way.
Yeah. Yep.
As always, thanks tons for your answers. They brighten our whole week. The weather's looking a bit grim in the next few days. Won't you help brighten some more?
Yes.
We'd like to know what your favorite performance by Kevin Bacon was. And yes, there's a lot to choose from, to be sure. 110, I checked.
Wow.
But toss us an answer in the usual ways, which we'll go over at the end of the show.
And tell us if you have a Bacon number. If you have a Bacon number, we want to know what it is.
Oh.
I have a Bacon number of 3, and we'll explain that next week.
Oh. I don't believe I do, but that's okay. For now, it's back to Tremors and...
Facts.
Budget. Somewhere between 6.4 and 10 million bucks. Boy, that's a hell of a range.
Yeah, jeez.
Somewhere in there,
Yeah, this is 1990 though. That's kind of peanuts.
It is peanuts, but it's still like almost twice the estimate. It's like, it's somewhere between 6.4 and 10 million. Somewhere in there.
I wrote it down. I don't know where. Yeah.
Take only 16.7 million, which honestly, that was a surprise. Huh. Yeah. Kevin Bacon, subject of this week's poll question, initially hated this movie. Turns out he was at a low point in his career and he thought this film was going to tank it. Ooh. When it turned out not to, he went back and re-examined both the film and his feelings, finally stating, quote, "I never watch my movies more than once. Some of my movies I've never even seen before and have no desire to, but I've watched Tremors a dozen times. I love it so much. And I spent years trying to capture the same energy we had on the set of Tremors. It's one of my favorite films of all time." End quote.
Oh, nice.
So, neat. Yeah. While the film didn't do well in the box office, it did more than well in the home rental category, eventually tripling its gross through the magic of VHS.
Video cassettes. Is there nothing you couldn't do?
You know, sets are expensive, so when you can, don't use them. This film takes place entirely outside except for Walter's store and Bert's basement. They're the only two sets.
Yeah, okay, that works.
Did it feel like you were almost watching the primetime TV cut of this film? Yeah, that's not a mistake. Seems the MPAA was going to give the movie an R rating because of the more than 20 F-bombs uttered throughout the film. So the makers removed all but 2 of them, overdubbing with dubious choices like Mother Thumper.
Oh, I wondered about
better
that.
Than Monday through Friday. I'll never not like that. Or crumb bun. We all want the boy to get the girl, or vice versa, but in the original cut, there was no kiss. The folks in the test audiences were heard to chant, "Kiss her, over and over, so they reshot the ending and, well, they kissed.
Oh, okay.
See, sometimes that works.
Yeah.
There was a 30th anniversary of the making of this film held where it was shot in Lone Pine, California. The only actor to show up, Michael Gross.
Oh, Lone Pine? Wait a minute, that's from Back to the Future.
My Pine!
The Lone Pine Mall.
Originally the Twin Pines Mall.
Yep.
Speaking of Michael Gross, he was a busy man. He started shooting this the day after he filmed the final episode of Family Ties.
Oh, wow. He wanted to make sure he could just still getting money coming in. Good for him.
Yeah. Official final name of the worms? Graboids.
Yep.
This is the first film acting role for Reba McEntire. More Reba.
More Garth.
Or Garth. Even the film's makers never decided where the Graboids came from. They felt anything they picked would have also been considered by the audience. Also, it left things open for sequels, and boy, howdy were there. There were 5 movies in the original Tremorverse. Then Tremors, Shrieker Island, Tremors A Cold Day in Hell, a TV series, and a TV movie reboot which actually had Kevin Bacon in it.
Wow.
I know.
This hung on.
Oh boy, did it. Fake! Some of those rocks, especially the ones used in the pole vaulting scenes, were not real but hollow plastic fakes.
What?
And they worked pretty well, though they did tend to get picked up by the wind and blown away.
Oops.
My rocks! Where the heck are Melvin's parents?
Yeah.
According to a dropped bit of dialogue in the script, they go off to Las Vegas and just leave him behind. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, I can't really blame them for that.
No, me neither. This is director Ron Underwood's feature film debut. He'd go on to make such films as City Slickers and The Adventures of Pluto Nash before moving into TV where he works to this day.
Oh, dear. Yeah, after Pluto Nash, I understand why.
Yeah, did we do Pluto Nash? I can't remember.
We did not, and I'll watch it if you make me, but otherwise, no.
Was that Chris Tucker? No.
No, that was Eddie Murphy.
It was Eddie Murphy, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure we didn't do Pluto Nash? I think we did. But,
oh, God.
Because isn't that the one where he goes inside the human and it's animated and...
No. That's, oh, God. That was Chris
Body
Rock.
Wars. Okay.
And David Hyde Pierce.
That's what I'm... Oh, God. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm
Bill
thinking of. Never
Murray.
mind. We did that one.
Yeah.
Whatever that was.
No, we did not... Yeah.
That's all I got for trivia, though. Max, what do you think? You got anything there to add to Tremors trivia?
Not really, except I think one of the only people who shows up in any of the sequels, besides the one you mentioned with Kevin Bacon, is Michael Gross. He's in a couple of them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's in the one that involves time travel.
What?
Yeah, there's one that involves time travel.
Well, so moving on to the plot.
Yes.
Life is simple in Perfection, Nevada, and so are its people. Earl and Val are handyman buddies just trying to make a buck. Thing is, they're tired of all the crap jobs, literally, that they get handed and decide to just pull up and head for the big city. Well, as big as it gets in these parts. On their way out of town, they run into a college intern checking on seismographs. Funny, there's been some odd readings lately. Oh well, the boys truck on by. Until they come across an old man stuck up high on an electric power line tower. He won't be coaxed down because it seems he's dead. They bring him to the town doctor, who says he died of dehydration. Oh, that's weird. Well, anyway, bye. The boys try to leave again, but a road crew is found dead and the road blocked by a landslide. And it's the only road out of town. So they go back again. Soon, though, there's more than just a couple of weird deaths. There's murderous giant worms hunting the townsfolk from underground. Yikes! They react to just...
happens.
Me too. They react to just about any sound and can burrow through near anything but solid rock. Every attempt to leave and get help is thwarted by these graboids. What are they to do? Nearly everything in this wild giant monster movie of the Old West. Stay tuned for the thrilling conclusion. Oh, and the rest of our show, too.
The film.
So, Max, usual question.
Yeah.
Did you see this when it came out?
I did not. I don't think I saw it. I saw it released on videotape.
Oh.
Those of you who remember that. But I was not a big a horror fan when I was younger. I'm still not a big horror fan, and this looked like a horror movie. Then I started to get, oh, wow, I liked Fred Ward after The Right Stuff, and even Remo Williams' The Adventure Continues. The less said about that, the better.
You can't fool me. I know you like that movie.
It is kind of fun, even if it's extremely problematic.
And you read, what, 68 out of the 197 books series?
Only 54.
Men's Adventure.
But I did not see it until it was out on videotape. What about you? Did you see it in the theater?
I did. I believe,
okay.
and I could be wrong, but I believe I saw it with our friend Libby.
Oh, okay.
And, well, I remember at the time being rather surprised. I didn't think it was going to be very good. And at the time, 1990, so this is 35 years ago, I remember liking it. Do you remember if you liked it when you saw it on video?
I think so, but I was young and naive and full of hope that hadn't been crushed out of me by life yet.
What's your excuse now?
It's been crushed out of me.
Okay. We'll have to see if this holds up, because let's face it, it's a monster movie.
Yeah, big time.
We have actually kind of an interesting cast here, at least the top names in here. Let's start off with Kevin Bacon as Valentine McKee.
Delicious bacon. Oh, not that kind. Yeah, yes, Kevin Bacon, center of the game, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, which I still think is genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think of him?
I thought he did great. You know what? He's exactly what he needs to be. He's handsome, but not too handsome. He feels very comfortable in the clothes that he wears through the entire film. I also have to say, the dirt-repelling qualities of Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward are amazing.
Aren't they something? It's amazing. It's like they have a static field around them or something.
But he's just enough smart and handy and just enough dumb to make a pretty appealing character. And I think he's fun. And he feels very much like he's from this little podunk town. So,
or one like it. Yeah, I mean, to me, he seems, it's not that he's stupid. He doesn't know anything. He probably has never read a book.
He could probably fix it, though.
Yeah, he could repair a book. But, yeah.
He cannot play rock, paper, scissors to save his life. Because
literally,
Fred Ward does scissors every time. Every single time.
Yep.
So, what did you think of him?
I thought he was really nice. I thought he was very likable. He was just arrogant enough to be funny, but not enough to be a jerk. And honestly, I love his relationship with Fred Ward.
Yeah.
They are absolutely believable. One of the things about any horror movie or any disaster movie, or face it, any kind of movie, mostly any of them, especially genre movies, you have to be interested in the characters.
Yeah.
You have to like them, and you have to like them quickly, because it has to happen fast, because you want to get to the action. You want to get to the actual, killer doll, dream monster, hockey mask, whatever, giant lizard.
But
you want
also,
it to be fast.
But also, Wheaton, Eaton.
Exactly.
So yeah, he does a good job.
Too, yeah.
Fred Ward, he plays Earl Bassett. Yep. I honestly don't know why Fred Ward hasn't gone further than he has.
I know.
He's very likable. He has a very everyman quality, very much like Ed Harris did the first time I saw him in The Abyss. And I haven't seen him in a role that I haven't liked Fred Ward, so I don't know why he isn't more of a household name than he is.
He isn't really a leading man type, but he's great as a supporting character.
Well,
and he looks like a person, you
Yeah.
know? He doesn't look like, hello, I'm a movie star trying to look like a person. Like, no, he's a guy. He's just some guy.
he shows up in weird places. Remember, he showed up in The Player when we did that, and he was that studio executive, and we totally bought him as that, as more of a high-end guy. But
Yeah.
I like Fred
I don't know
Ward.
what happened. I do too. I think he...
This movie doesn't really have a leading character. It's those two.
No.
It's definitely
Yeah.
a leading couple. And
Yeah.
I don't mean in that way, because I don't get that
No,
hint at all.
No, it's a buddy movie.
Yeah.
You absolutely believe that they are pals.
Yeah.
And that they know each other. And that is established so fast. I really like that.
Yeah.
The way they mess with each other, but it's never mean-spirited. They'll, say like, oh, you're stupid, but they always listen to each other. They always pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn Carter is Rhonda LeBeck. Not a lot
She's
to
fine.
do. Yeah, fine.
Not much, but she's good at it. And, first off, yeah, I believe she's a grad student. I don't have a problem with that.
She had one of my favorite lines where, like, people kept turning to her because she's the seismologist equals
Why do
scientist.
you keep asking me this?
They keep asking her about things about the worms that no one has ever seen, and it's like, well, you're the scientist. What? No, I know nothing. I am Jon Snow in this picture.
She's a geologist. She knows about rocks, not things that move through them like water.
She's a seismologist. She doesn't even know about. They bring that up because they were like, "Oh, she's a geologist." Like, no, but yeah, she doesn't have a huge part. I do like the fact that she's generally capable. There is a questionable scene where the only way to get her out of trouble is to make her take her pants off. But okay,
yes, that's like okay. Damn, we need some production value in this movie because we don't have any others.
To be fair, yeah, that's it. And we don't really see
it.
that much, so...
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I think, honestly, I wonder if that was just sort of a nod to a horror movie trope.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I know you got to have a half-naked woman there. Happy?
Yeah. We'll come back to that trope thing.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Michael Gross plays a gun nut, Burt Gummer, and I think he honestly does a really good job.
He does. I got to say, he was a real surprise to me because I knew him from Family Ties.
Right.
And he's like the ex-hippie, sweet, kind of goofy, lovable dad. And here he's a survivalist, what we would call a doomsday prepper now, a gun nut. And he nails it.
He really does. And quite honestly, he nails it not only on his own, but with Reba McEntire. I think their chemistry is almost as good as Kevin Bacon's and Fred Ward's.
They work so well together, even just to little things like when they'll toss each other stuff as if you believe they've been doing it for years. They complement each other beautifully. They really work well together. And Reba McEntire isn't an actor.
Well, she is now.
And she's done other movies. I think this was one of the early ones she did.
It was the first one that was in the trivia.
It was. Okay. Yeah, and she really pulls it off. She's likable. That's the other thing. Neither of them are ridiculous.
No.
They're a little funny. It's like, oh, look at that. Yeah, you're expecting the end of the world. But they aren't. It's not mean. They aren't portrayed as stupid.
No.
Or overly paranoid. And the problem is they're kind of right.
That's what bothered me.
Yes.
I didn't want the gun nuts to be right. And I was also sure that Michael Gross was going to get eaten, but, well, spoiler. Well, this is a 35-year-old movie, so.
Yep. Michael Gross also gets my favorite line in the movie.
Which was that?
I love it. When they've killed the one that breaks into their house, and he just leans over and yells, "Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't you bastard?" Oh my God, when I heard that the first time, I died. I thought it was great.
Also, I have to point out, they kind of turn a usual trope 180 degrees around because bullets can stop them.
Yes, if they're not underground, because he also points out when they're underground, dirt is one of the best natural bullet stops.
Yeah. So, they kept doing that. It's like, why are you shooting at the ground? It's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So, faceless as he may be, Bobby Jacoby is Melvin Plug. I know him from another movie, and I can't think of what it is.
He looks familiar. He's done a lot of TV and a lot of stuff. For some reason, he doesn't get a picture on IMDb because he's got like 90 movies to his credit.
As an annoying kid, I think he does a great job.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah. He could not have gotten eaten soon enough for me, and he doesn't. Spoiler.
No. Yeah.
I wanted him to be eaten.
Me too. Charlotte Stewart is Nancy. She gets eaten, so
Yeah.
she gets eaten very well. I will give her that. Tony Gennaro as Miguel. Oh, good. We have one of two people of color in this film. And spoiler, he doesn't get eaten, though. He has "I'm going to get eaten soon" written all over his t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. He absolutely... He might as well be wearing bright red the whole time.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have Ariana Richards as Mindy, who I don't believe speaks at all, just as well.
Oh, no. She does a couple of... She has like, "Mommy, help! Ah!"
Yeah.
I did like, at the end, she's jumping up and going, "They killed them!"
Yeah. So she's a little girl. She's fine.
Yeah.
Richard Marcus as Nestor has
He
two
exists.
lines before he
Yeah.
gets eaten. But we have royalty. We have Victor Wong
Yeah.
as Walter Chang.
Victor Wong! Egg Shen himself is in this movie.
It wasn't easy. I love Victor Wong in everything.
Victor Wong,
He's a character actor. He's been in Hollywood.
Yep.
He's not in that many films, although if I look, he probably turns up in more than I think he does. But he's just likable. I just like Victor Wong. Mm-hmm. I didn't put this in the trivia, but apparently originally the supermarket had a Vietnamese name, and Victor Wong came on set and said, "I'm Chinese. Could we change it to Chinese, please, and have a Chinese character?" And they're like, "Oh, okay."
It's a nice... I also just like the fact no one makes anything of the fact that he's clearly the only Chinese person probably within 200 miles.
Yeah. So
And even when, Earl and Valentine are mad at him, they never, make anything of his ethnicity. It's always like, "God damn, he's sharp." Oh, my God, he's such a wheeler dealer.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that was very well handled. And, there's other people in this, but who cares?
they all get eaten, and they're just, they get eaten very well. So, yeah,
They do.
I think it's kind of a surprising cast. There's people in here you don't expect much out of, especially the first time around, like Reba McEntire.
Yeah.
And people who've been in tons of films that you're like, yeah, I'm sure they're fine, that are actually better than usual, like Kevin Bacon. So, kind of a little surprise. So, yeah. Thank you, cast. When the film opens, it says it's a no-frills production. I don't know about you, but I was like, oh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, is this like a Roger Corman company?
Or taking a flight on People's Express. There's a deal. I honestly thought we were going to be standing there holding a strap for the 6 hours it took us to get to London.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't get to go to London. We had to go to Gatwick. Or Gatwick, or however they pronounce it.
Whatever. Yeah.
So, yeah. We do start the film with America's pastime, which, of course, is smoking.
Oh, no, I have in my notes, your movie's a winner when it starts with Kevin Bacon pissing off a cliff.
Well, okay.
Yep.
But then they start smoking, and it was notable only because of how little smoking is in movies anymore. But he just starts up, and they smoke all through the film.
Constantly, yep.
And to be fair, it's fitting, right? I don't also think it really glorifies it much, because it's not like they're shining examples of smokers, right? They're just, cowhands and fixer-uppers that smoke and don't bathe for 3 days.
Yeah. Earl and Val are, there's no nice way to... They're losers. They are solid losers. They are decent people, but they get in their own way all the time. You can tell.
Yeah.
You know that they have these ideas, but they never think them through, or they don't follow through. Or things just conspire against them. They try to leave town.
Yeah.
One of the things that surprises me in the movie is they're all packed up. They're going to leave. And then, what's her name? Mindy's mother, Nancy, comes over and says, I've got a job. It'll be like a month's work. I'll throw in lunches and beer. And when she says beer, their heads whip around like a dog. It's like, huh? And they don't stay.
No.
They leave. It's if you were just going by the predictable beats, they went, oh, okay, whop, whop. And the movie still could have worked. But they say, no, we've decided to go. We're going to change our path.
Yeah. We're going to go to Bixby.
You're going to go to Bixby, the big city, I'm sure.
Bill Bixby. Yeah.
Bill Bixbyville.
Well,
and something keeps getting in the way. And the thing that tends to get in the way is them being decent people.
Yeah.
They could have kept driving. They saw the guy up on the tower. They could have just thought, oh, he's asleep or something, and just kept going. But no, they get off. Val climbs the damn thing, and somehow, and I'm glad we didn't see this because I don't know how he would have done it, gets the guy down.
Yeah.
And they don't just leave him, they take him back to town.
I'm guessing that he had to come back down, get a rope, go back up, and then just use the tower as sort of a pulley and lower him. It isn't important, and I'm also glad they cut it out.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to see it. That made it move much faster.
But I do appreciate as well, they bring him back, they found out he died of dehydration, and they're like, well, that doesn't happen immediately. And the doctor's like, no, more like 3 to 4 days. And like, why would he go up a tower for 3 to 4 days and not come down? That's weird. So, well, we've done our good deed. We're leaving town. Then they come across the dead road crew, and Fred Ward's character just says, I think we left town a day too late.
Yeah, of course, they also run into the landslide, and they realize they can't get out.
Right. Which is fair, because you might think, well, they're in the middle of a big nothing. Why don't they just drive across the desert? And as they show, no, you need a much stronger, more reliable vehicle than what they have to get out of there.
You need a big old 4x4 that was right at the beginning of the era of the SUV, but I don't think they had really come out yet. Yeah, you need a 4x4.
Yeah. But we still like them. Like you said, they're good people. You can tell they're decent people. They just want something more. And let's face it, the opportunities in perfection are, shall we say, limited.
Population 8 or so. Yeah.
Well, and I kept sitting there thinking, okay, Egg Chen makes his money because he has the store. And we know that the survivalists had money and moved out here to get away from everybody. Mm-hmm. But where does the rest of the money in the town come from? Melvin's parents go to Las Vegas. That can't be their living. What do people do?
Yeah, what does Nestor do for a living? I mean, they have a doctor.
Yeah.
For a while.
Well, and he moved obviously recently because he's building his house.
Yeah, they're living in a trailer, but they're building a house. I like that whole sequence, by the way, with the doctor and his wife.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know. I don't even remember the guy's name. I don't remember the character's name. It was just Doc and Mrs. Doc.
Well, technically her name is Doctor's wife. Her name is Megan, I guess. And his name is Jim. But whatever. As soon as we go to the house building where they're putting up their stuff and they're talking, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. And I have in my notes when they hear something or they notice their generator has been sucked into the ground.
Yeah.
Doc goes to investigate with the ultimate weapon in any horror movie, a flashlight.
Hey, at least he had one.
Flamethrower, no. Rocket launcher, machine, no. Flashlight, there we go.
He's a doctor.
And I've got in there, just leave! Just leave! All you've got is a flashlight. Oops, too late. Oh, good, his wife is safe. I'm sure she'll be, oh God, it's eating the car!
Yeah,
That's a disturbing sequence, by the way, when the thing pulls the entire car into the ground.
Well, and of course, who had the keys? Jim had the keys, so she can't start it and get out of there. And she doesn't try to get out of the car, but quite honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if she did because the thing was right there, would have hit her. I actually really like the fact that Val and Earl show up the next day and looking for the doc, and it's like, where is everybody? Hey, do you hear music? And they go over, and they realize it's coming from underground, and Val starts clearing away dirt and finds the still lit headlights of the station wagon buried underground. I thought that was a really good wake-up as to the, I don't think this is a mass murderer kind of thing.
No.
But very soon, we get some looks at the monsters.
Yeah. We know they're there early in the movie. 10 minutes in, we know there's something chasing Rhonda, the grad student.
Right.
We don't see it, but we get the sort of Jaws perspective from the monster shot.
Worm cam.
Exactly, worm cam.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's like, because often they make you wait forever. It's like, nope, you're jumping right in. There's something here. Not going to show you what it is, but it's there. And the music is telling you it's bad. The music really wants to make a point, but yeah.
That's all right. It's a monster movie. You don't want someone in a monster movie. Apparently, they originally were going to even hold off. Like, they didn't want to do that point of view shot going after the Rhonda because they wanted to give the idea that it could be a psychopathic killer early. So they didn't want to, drop the idea too early. But they were like, yeah, no, we gotta have something to, get this going.
Yeah, I think that was a good choice.
Well, once we see them, though, we have a number of special effects, some of which are just the monster moving underground, sometimes under buildings and stuff, sometimes about to topple buildings. And then we finally get the worms themselves. Now, this is 35 years ago, so we don't have CG or any of that stuff.
All practical effects.
What did you think of the effects?
When I first saw them, I was kind of blown away. I thought they were really good.
Yeah.
They were remarkable. When I see them now, I still think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
The thing is convincing.
It is. There's one scene where like, okay. It's when the horse falls over, and it's like, why are there cables attached to the horse? Like, you can see them on the ground. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
But the big monster, especially the way it moves underground, I'm sitting there looking, it's like, how much did this movie cost? Because, quite honestly, there's a lot of production value for their... I'm going to take a guess at that it's 6.4 before any kind of promotion was done. So 6.4 million is nothing. Nothing in 1990. Nothing. And they did a great job on those monsters. The monsters, when they show up, are scary. It's like, ugh.
And gross.
Yeah, and of course, monsters have to be gooey. There just has to be goo. I'm kind of tired of the goo, but I was still surprised that they were so good even after 35 years. I think they worked fine, and I don't think CG would have helped at all.
Nope. So, I think it made it feel a lot more real, and you believe it that these things are there. There's a real immediacy about them.
Yeah,
there's something incredibly threatening about them.
I also agree with the director's choice to not explain where they came from, because quite honestly, any explanation would have been dumb.
Yeah, it just wouldn't have worked.
No. I got to say, too, though, that you don't need grad students to monitor seismographs, because as you well know, sheep are nature's seismograph.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Yeah. Sheep.
They're
what's for dinner. I have to say, this is also the first monster movie I can think of that stays place in the desert. We've had other monster movies that start in the desert, like Them. But it stays there. It's not going anywhere. We don't go to the big city, New York City. Nope. But also, almost all of the film takes place during the day. Everything is exceedingly brightly lit. Yeah. Usually, that is not the formula you want for a monster movie. You want shadows and darkness and brooding and maybe rain or something like that. And here, nope, we're not doing any of that.
That, which was really bold, because it means you see the monsters in bright daylight.
Yeah.
You don't even get to hide them in the shadows, which is what they often do with cheesy-looking effects.
Yeah.
And it works. I mean, the fact that they're in this little town, it's amazing, because they're in the middle of this huge, I don't know what you would call it. It's not a valley. It's like
it kind of is.
It's bordered by, mountains all the way around. And yet it still feels claustrophobic.
Yeah.
When they're hiding on the roofs of the buildings and they're being stalked by these things. And you realize part of the fear is the sheer isolation. I mean, there are no cell phones, of course. They weren't widespread.
No.
The phone line, they've eaten the phone lines or something, or knocked the towers down. Unintentionally, I assume. Except it would make sense, because those things do vibrate. Yeah. And they're drawn to vibrations. And they got nothing. The CB can't reach outside of the mountains. They're all alone. And that's part of the fear.
Ah, yes, the CB. The noble CB.
Yes.
Breaker 19, we got graboids. Come back. Yeah, okay.
We got graboids here. We got us a 10-140 out here. We need Smokey Bear.
Yeah, and Jerry Reed. We need lots and lots of Jerry Reed.
That's right. Yep.
I also want to say, I think that there is a tendency in monster movies, especially later monster movies, to wander off into little side plots that we don't really need, where it's like, oh, we're going to explore the daddy issues of so-and-so, or we're going to, comment on this and that and the other thing. And this movie is like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah. We hear about, the characters of Val and Earl, but it's always while they're doing something else.
Yeah.
And they never sit down at a coffee shop and go, you remember all those times that of course you remember, but I'm going to tell the audience about? There's no exposition dumps in this.
No. Oh, and boy, do I like that.
Yeah, that is nice. What did you think of the dialogue, the writing?
I thought it felt very realistic. Like nobody, especially the gun nuts. And that's what kills me, is I don't want to sympathize with gun nuts, because I just don't, or survivalists, whatever you want to call them. But everyone felt very much like who they were supposed to be without it being a caricature. What about you? You're much more of a linguist than I am.
The dialect was believable. The accents were good. I also there's some really funny lines in it that don't feel forced. I mean, like when Val's looking at the corpse of the first one, I found the ass end. Or when they're up on the rocks and Earl goes, that means we're stuck. That pisses me off. Yes, that's absolutely believable. And the other line that you mentioned, you know, hey Rhonda, what do you think it's trying to do now? Why do you keep asking me? That's perfect. Perfect.
One of my favorite lines is a recurring line, something Val says probably half a dozen times throughout the film, which is, here's the plan.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he's actually trying to plan.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that everyone in town kind of just turns and listens to Val and Earl like, well, what are we going to do? Until finally they're stuck on a rock and they're like, why were we listening to you? And they're both like, we didn't ask you to listen to us.
I mean, and the one who gets mad, of course, are the survivalists, because they're all very, we're self-contained. We're, obviously Bert is like, I'm the leader type. I should be in charge.
Yeah.
But that passes. It's obviously just an outburst because they're scared and they don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think the writing, the characters felt very realistic to me. Everything felt good.
I agree.
So I also will say that in general, and this is true of just about any monster movie, we have a pretty good idea who's going to get eaten. I will say, though, I wasn't always right. There was two people that did not get eaten that I honestly thought they were going to. And I didn't. Yeah. I was not going to. I was sort of picking Egg Chen to be one of them, and he did. And he did. That was a little Jaws reference there. When he gets eaten and he's thrashed back and forth, that's exactly the way that Quint goes under. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Still disappointed that Melvin didn't get eaten. He was, I got to say, he was perfect as the obnoxious teen that nobody really likes, but he's not evil or mean. He's just rock stupid.
Well, his parents leave him alone a lot, which, how much can you learn in Perfection, Nevada? Heck, the only person he can look forward to going out with is Mindy, and that's going to be 6 or 7 years. So
Yeah, and she's probably too good for him already. I also like the touch. You notice the first graboid they meet is the one that grabs onto their truck, and they rip one of its tentacles,
Stumpy.
and they end up calling it Stumpy. It's also the last one. It's the closest thing they do to making any of them distinctive.
Yeah.
They don't really have personalities, but they mark one of them. And they do it in a believable way.
I'll say, too, that a lot of times in monster movies, you get differing opinions, differing plans, and people bicker a lot. And in this film, for the most part, except for the very end, people just work together, and they don't have that usual infighting that seems so annoying and unnecessary.
Which also kind of makes sense in a tiny, close-knit community like that. It's like, the only way we stay alive in a place like this is to work together. We got to just keep doing that.
Yeah. I have to say, though, here we have to come into the other side of things, especially just before the wrap-up. This is no different than any of a dozen or dozens of 50s and 60s monster movies.
Oh, yeah.
The plot is exactly the same. We've seen this a ton of times before. In a lot of ways, there is nothing new in this movie.
I also have to say...
There's also nothing new in our podcast.
So what? Yeah. And while most of the effects are good, there are a couple where they really slip up. There's a sequence toward the end where they're out in the open ground and they're jumping up and down, and you notice the way the sand is moving. They are very clearly standing on a big wide piece of plywood covered in sand. But you can see the whole ground is bouncing. And it's like, okay, there's something under there. We know that now. Thank you.
Must be where the monster's going to come up.
Yep, exactly.
I'll also say when the worm bursts through the cliff, it looked a little fakey.
Yeah, a little fakey.
It was funny, though.
Yeah.
So, but...
Can you fly?
But, I don't know about you, but it is that time, and I'm through my notes. Does this 50s, 60s monster movie hold up?
The finish.
So, Max.
Yeah.
You saw it on VHS. You used to hold it up to the light with your Give a Show projector or whatever you did back then.
Yes, I did. I held it up on my daguerreotype viewer.
Have you seen it since then?
I have. I've seen it once or twice, either on cable or I think again on video at some point.
Is it one of
to show it to other people?
Is it one of those films that if it's on, you'll watch it? Like, oh, sure,
yes.
Tremors. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
How do you think it holds up?
I think it holds up surprisingly well. I still enjoyed it. I still felt tension, even though I knew exactly what was going to happen. I still enjoy the performances, and I still enjoy the dialogue. Yes, the plot is one of thousands, but it doesn't matter because there are only, 36 plots anyway. It's how it's done, and if you like the characters, I like the characters. I think the monsters are appropriately menacing. Yeah, I think it holds up. What about you?
I saw it once when it came out. I remember liking it fondly. Then there were sequels, which I ignored. I didn't know about the TV ones. I didn't know there were 5 total. Well, technically, there's a total of 7 movies. I didn't look to see if the 2 named ones I put in there were from the same Tremor verse or not. Then there was a TV series and a TV movie remake. I can see why you would make sequels because they did leave it open. But I got to say, you could probably release this today and it would do fine. It's a little slow to get started, but not much. It's not long. It's an hour 45, I think it is.
Less.
And while the beginning is a little slow, once it gets going, it gets going. There was a point where I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, this film still has another half an hour to go and they're going to give us a little fake out. And it's like, no, this is it. We're done. Like, oh, I just mistimed when the movie ends. But you know what? Good. And you're right. I like the characters. That's very key. The characters carry this whole thing because the plot is nothing. It's threadbare and see-through. A monster comes to town and tries to eat people. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't have a spaceship crash. We don't have a government agency poking their nose in. None of that stuff that we don't need. We don't even need sets.
Nope. It's just, let's go out. Let's have movie outside today.
And then the bright lights, things you do not want to do with a monster movie. And it works fine because the isolation is that they literally can't drive out, which works fine. I believed it. So, yeah, I thought Tremors worked surprisingly well. It's a horror movie, I guess. It's in horror movie style. It's monster movie style, whatever. It's no different than Them, really, except, again, we don't have a sergeant in charge of the booze. But,
Indeed.
But, yeah, I think you could release it today and it would do just fine. I don't think we need to remake it. That's, no.
Nope. I agree with that. I think that's a thumbs up from both of us.
Yeah. If you have not seen Tremors somehow, go ahead and see it. It's more fun than you think it is, I think. You know what else I think is fun? Is answering our poll question.
What's better than that?
Oh, I don't know. Buttered scones with tea? I think that I would like to know this week, we would like to know, what is your favorite performance by Kevin Bacon? And there's 110 to choose from, soon to be 111. Just let us know in the usual ways, and those usual ways are emailing us directly at us@maxmikemovies.com. We love to get your email, and hey, if you want to give us some feedback, we love that too. We will do listener mail. I always get that one wrong. We don't mind hearing alternate opinions, even if we don't agree with them. We'd love to hear them. You can also go to our website, which is maxmikemovies.com. All our episodes are there. They are sorted out by series. People don't know this. You can search for a movie on our website to see if we've done it and go right to that episode. You can leave comments there, as some people like Vince do. Occasionally Cheeseboy does. And let us know your answers there, or just give us ideas for shows or movies we should watch or to add to a series. You can also find us on Facebook and Bluesky and Mastodon, where we are Max Mike Movies. But not least, like real Julia Roberts, you can call us on our hotline at 617-398-7266. That's 617-398-7266. Thank you, Julia. Real Julia. Sorry, real
Julia. Real Julia, stop hitting on Mike. He said no. It's starting to sound like harassment.
I never said no. Keep doing it. Shut up, Max. So we're done with, oh no, a giant monster. Are we going to a new series just yet, Mac?
Well, I know we are not. We are doing another in our suddenly occurring series, Summer Blockbusters and Summer Not.
Oh.
This week, we're going to watch a brutal, I'm sorry, I'm really upset about this. This is a savage ripoff of the brilliant work done by Roger Corman that never got released because of politics or something.
Oh, God.
That's right. The man who made the only true Fantastic Four movie, that cinematic classic. And can you believe that the Marvel Studios said, I think we can do better than Roger Corman.
God.
The arrogance, the hubris, it is going to destroy you, Marvel Studios.
And get you
So
fired.
we're going to see what kind of feeble, low-budget piece of crap they just threw at the screen to try to get Marvel's first family out of the, shall we say, slump it has been in for half a century. This is lucky number 4. I mean, 3 if you count released, but this is the technically 4th attempt at Fantastic Four first steps, meaning please don't look at the old ones. Especially Corman's.
This is number 4. Will it be fantastic? Only we will know.
You're... I'm replacing you with real Julia Roberts.
I'll replace you with Herbie the robot.
I'll replace you with Herbie the love bug.
But don't replace us next week on Max Mike Movies.
This has been a co-production of The Voice of Max and The Movie Wrench.